As part of that abstraction we're talking about for mass adoption. I mean, this is on the enterprise side, but they want a problem solved. And one of the things I certainly talk a lot about in the crypto macro ecosystem is we got to focus on utility. We got to focus on problems. If we're just focusing on kind of hype cycles or speculation, that's not sustainable over the long haul. And I think certainly what Ripple's trying to do is to treat it that way, as be clear about who our customer is, be clear about what problem we're solving for them.
So what is the big problem that customers are facing?
Well, I think in the payment space, pre-funding and funds not being available when they need them, holidays, banking hours, those types of problems in the conventional financial space, liquidity being fractured, you use a payment company and you're stuck with whatever liquidity they have access to. One of the earliest visions that I had for the XRP ledger was public pools of liquidity that anyone could contribute to and draw off of. I think in other interesting spaces like real-world asset tokenization, there are all the obstacles of reaching customers, and there's all the obstacles of like the administrative overhead. If you're talking about things like fractional ownership, just like the overhead of doing these things in the conventional financial space is just very, very painful. And it's promising that they can launch things like tokenized real-world assets on-chain markets that streamline all of the pain points that they have, but also that enable access to a much broader base of customers. So like lending, a good example is who can provide the capital for lending. You can be very good at lending, but become capital constrained. Whereas if you could raise capital on a blockchain, then you sort of decouple the lending from the capital provision.